From Barcelona. Up front will be Jose and Eric McCready. On the second row will be David Garment and Mason Neal. Kevin Martin and Anthony Stevens have the third row. Drew Warren, Charles Harris have the fourth row. Sean Crooks and Jamie Maudsley rounding out the top 10. Patrick Coluccio and Donnie have the 11th and 12th. 13th is Nicholas McCready, Joseph Smith in 14th, Jackson McLean in 15th. This will be a 40-minute timed race. Half a pace lap. And let's look at Joseph Smith's car real quick. What in the... Joseph is not in the right car. Just waiting on Jose to get gridded. It looks like he is the only driver left to hop on the grid. There he goes. There you see him on the track map. They just have a couple of corners and that tight chicane to get through, and then they'll come out of the final turn and get the green flag. And remember, that is the car everybody is said to watch for, the Ferrari of Jose. You heard Eric say he could be in a Mini Cooper here and still win the race. Through the chicane, obviously a little bit tricky to get through side by side. Garmin in the lone Lambo. Everybody comes out of the final corner, stacks up quickly. Green flag is in the air there, down and away. Turn one will be interesting. Everybody coming down full speed. Different braking points for all the drivers. Could be problematic. Everybody seems to get checked up. Looks like there was a problem mid-pack. I believe that was Drew Warren. His Ferrari just had a little bit of a bobble as he got onto the brakes, trying to stay out of the back of Sean Crook's Mercedes. Oh, we've got a car off. It is the Audi of Kevin Martin. He is dropping all the way back to the back of the field. He is now back in 15th. We've got cars spinning, and we've got a car flipping. Looks like Jackson McLean was caught up in that. Patrick Coluccio as well. Let's see. There is Patrick Coluccio in the Porsche. A little wiggly, and it looks like Jackson just came up, didn't know Coluccio was there. Nicholas McCready also caught up in that, not seeing. And Joseph Smith just crashed. And it looks like he just drifts off the course a little bit, ends up going the right way, or the wrong way. Let's take a look at what happened to Jackson McLean. There you see that incident behind. And several cars caught up. So lap one, that first part of the track, we mentioned it in pre-race, it does get a little bit sketchy out there. It looks like Eric McCready headed off track. Oh, he is heavily damaged. Let's see if we can find where that started. Oh, Eric just loses the back end, drifts back across the track, tries to save it. And Kevin Martin just involved in an incident. The lone Audi in the field. Looks like he was trying to pull off track, that car heavily damaged. Meanwhile, Jose still has the lead, Garmin in second. Now 1.4 seconds back. Mason Neal in third. Anthony Stevens in fourth. Sean Crooks now up to fifth. Donnie Hot Rod in sixth. Drew Warren seventh. Charles Harris is eighth. Jamie Maudsley is ninth. Patrick Coluccio is making his way back forward. He is up to 10th. Joseph Smith in 11th. Eric McCready in 12th. Drew Warren just had an incident. Coming down into one of the tighter parts of the track, just loses the back end, manages to keep it out of the wall. Great save. There's the leader, and it looked like getting into that chicane, he might have got on the brakes a little too hard. It looked like the back end tried to go around on him. He compensated and actually got that car pointed through perfectly. Garmin in second, now 1.5 seconds back. Mason Neal another 2 seconds back. The field already starting to spread out after just a couple of laps. And the fastest lap so far has been Jose by over 0.2 of a second. Charles Harris just involved in an incident. Trying to get Woad up into the corner, just loses the back end. That was a common problem we saw here a couple of Sundays ago. That back end just wants to go around when you're on the brakes. Jose already into lap traffic. As he comes down the fast part of the back section of the track, and already catching up. Let's see who that is. It looks like that is Nicholas McCready, who's already a couple of laps down, actually. It allows Garmin to close the gap, though. Mason Neal also starting to run these guys down. Let's take a lap in Mason's car. Coming out of the final turn down the long front straightaway. This is where a car like the Mercedes will definitely shine. It has the power to come flying down this front straightaway. Mason looking down into the inside for turn one. Little bit sketchy. You can see he's just keeping it stable. Another lap car pulled off to the left. Looks like Patrick Coluccio. Down the short straightaway, then the big sweeping right-hander. Down into the left-hand turn, slightly downhill, off camber, can unsettle the back end really easily. Coming back up to speed. Cutting across the apex and trying to set up for the next one. Back up the hill just a little bit. Fast right-hander as you set up for the long run down to the final section. Hard onto the brakes and back into a tight 90-degree turn. Hitting the apexes perfectly, coming out of the turn, starting to build momentum. Short run down to the right-hander, then into the chicane. One more turn, back down to the start-finish line. And that was a lap with Mason Neal. How quickly did he do that? Mason ran a 1:48 that time by. Meanwhile, Jose's lead is starting to increase again. You saw Garmin almost to the back bumper. as they came around the lap car, but he is back up to speed and pulling away almost a 1.5 second lead right now. Garmin in second, trying to gain anything he can. Mason Neal in third. Anthony Stevens now up to fourth. Sean Crooks in fifth. Donnie Hot Rod in sixth. Charles Harris in seventh. Drew Warren is eighth. Joseph Smith is ninth. Jamie Maudsley in 10th. McCready in 11th place, trying to pick some time back up. Coluccio in 12th. Nicholas McCready in 13th. Jackson McLean in 14th. Kevin Martin in 15th. All the cars are still on track, all 15 drivers. And it looks like Garmy is starting to close in on the leader as Nicholas McCready has an incident. Oh, just pushing a little too hard off the corner. Gets the back end loose, hits the inside wall. Ten minutes down, 30 minutes to go. 5 laps completed. Oh, it looks like Jose might have overshot turn 1 just a little bit there. Garmin now back within 0.8 of a second and closing. He was not happy with the Lambo during the qualifying session, but looks like he's not doing too bad with it. Jamie Maudsley is on pit road. Did not see any incident, so I gotta wonder if it's a fuel stop here. Mason Neal in third place has lost quite a bit of ground to the leaders, now 3.5 seconds back. Even further back is Anthony Stevens, now 8.3 seconds back. In fourth, Sean Crooks in fifth. Another 3.2 seconds back. Donnie Hot Rod in sixth, 6.5 seconds back. They have really spread out quite a bit more than what we're used to seeing over that first 5 laps. Charles Harris 7th, Drew Warren is 8th, Eric McCready up to 9th, and Joseph Smith up to 10th. Patrick Coluccio, involved in an earlier incident, has made his way back up into 11th. Jamie Maudsley 12th, Jackson McLean 13th, and Nicholas McCready in 14th. Kevin Martin is off track. Looks like he might be done. Garmin starting to lose time on the leader again. The lead now 1.3 seconds. Garmin had been chipping away at it just a little bit, but he has started to lose a little bit of ground. With the higher track temperature, though, we might see some guys back off for a lap or two, try and cool the tires down just a little bit. In the Sunday morning GT3 series, we've seen that happen a lot lately on these hot tracks, and cooling those tires down for a lap or two always seems to pay off. Mason Neal in third place is trying to make up a little bit of ground, but that lead almost 4.8 seconds. Anthony Stevens back in fourth. The fastest Mercedes on track right now is Sean Crooks, who's up to fifth. The Mercedes definitely has a power advantage on the long straightaways here, but that thing is not always cooperative. However, running the high downforce setup probably has offset a little bit of the handling issues from the Mercedes. Jose currently still in the lead. Garmin has closed that lead back down though, 0.7 of a second. It looks like that Ferrari is getting through the high speed corners a lot better, but the Lambo seems to be getting through the tighter sections better. Fairly evenly matched drivers. Mason Neal now losing even more ground here. He is now 6.5 seconds back. There is a tight battle going on for 6th place as Charles Harris is starting to gain on Donnie Hot Rod. He was within about a half second, is now down or up to 1.2 seconds. Not far behind, Drew Warren is trying to hold off the mullet Eric McMullet McCready. Eric setting up down to the inside. Can't get it working yet. Can he pull the crossover move here? Oh, he's got the run onto the outside. Now on the right-hander, he'll have the advantage down to the inside. And Eric McCready takes 8th place. And Donnie Hara just had another off track. Let's take a look, see what happened here. Just a bit wide through that sweeper. Manages to get the car straightened out, but that allows Charles Harris to close back up. No mistakes yet for Jose though. Managing to maintain about a half a second to a 1 second lead over David Garmin so far. He sends it wide, gets into that rumble strip on the outside. Using every bit of the track here to carry as much momentum as is possible. Jose definitely seems to have a speed advantage down that long front straightaway. He pulls away from Garmin down through there. Still 12 cars on the lead lap as we approach the halfway point. Two cars, one or more laps down. One car, the car of Kevin Martin, completely out of the race. And when I say Jose is using every inch of the track, he really is. I've seen some guys use a lot of the track. He is using every bit of the track limits. Staying within the track limits so it doesn't impact him, but using every bit of the track, carrying as much momentum as possible. Garmin in second. Still Mason Neal in third. Continues to lose ground to the leaders, but he continues to pull away from 4th place Anthony Stevens. Sean Crooks in 5th, the highest running Mercedes. Donnie Hot Rod actually the high. Oh, he kicks up a little dirt there. Seems to be having some problems through that part of the track. He is the highest running Porsche and continues to maintain and keep Charles Harris behind him. And Garmin is on pit road for a fuel stop. Jose stays out another lap, and it looks like Nicholas McCready has been involved in an incident. He comes down and just massively overshoots the exit of the turn, gets in the sand trap, managing to back up out of the way before Coluccio gets there. Mason Neal now in second. Garmin back up off of pit road. And could pit stops here be a deciding factor tonight? Let's see if Jose comes to pit road this time, or is he going to try and stretch his fuel as far as possible? All right, coming down to the pit road entrance. Will Jose hit it this time? No, he will not. Mason Neal currently running in second. Does not go to pit road. Anthony Stevens in third. No move for pit road for him either. Sean Crooks fourth. Garmin comes out in 5th place. And right behind Sean Crooks, so Garmin might be able to start picking up spots immediately. Sean Crooks trying to use that Mercedes power monster away. Hard onto the brakes through turn 1. A lot of incidents happen through these first half dozen turns. And down into the big right-hand sweeper. Garmin sends it through the bottom, and he is going to take 4th. He is still 28 seconds behind the leader. As Jose just seems to dominate here, he has got a 11-second lead right now. Over second place, Mason Neal. Third place, Anthony Stevens. Petey, I really didn't need that information, buddy. Thank you for sharing that with me, Petey. I am so glad. I'm a bit disturbed too. Please don't ever tell me that again. All right, Jose continues to lead. Garmin is the only driver in the top 5 that has been to pit road. Patrick Coluccio in 12th has been to pit road. Several drivers had earlier pit stops due to incidents to get repairs. McMullen McCready up to 6th now. And Donnie Hot Rod, who had been making his way forward, he is now on pit road for his fuel stop. Move Drew Warren up to 8th. So how soon do we see the leaders? I'm so glad you shared that with me, Petey. Really appreciate it, buddy. I needed that update tonight, bud. Jose continuing to lead, continuing to extend his lead. Now the question becomes, can he get on and off pit road faster than David Garman? They were running within a second of each other the first part of the race. Garman's pit stop took 11 seconds. And Jose, by staying out, can shorten his pit stop. He won't need as much fuel. Mason Neal in second place, 11.3 seconds back. Anthony Stevens in third, another 9 seconds back. Garman in fourth, 6.7 seconds back. Sean Crooks in fifth, 3.6 seconds back. And you can actually sit and watch the gap from Sean Crooks to the car in front of him just shrink dramatically as he goes down the front straightaway, because that Mercedes has so much power. Eric McCready now back up to 6th. Nicholas McCready has another incident. Sweeping right hand, just overshoots the corner exit. Now, how much further does Jose push the fuel mileage as Joseph Smith has come to pit road? He's giving up 10th. Jose is staying out. Mason Neal is not coming to pit road either. Next car to come to pit road would be Anthony Stevens. We'll see if he comes. He does not. Fourth place is David Garman. Sean Crooks in fifth has not been to pit road yet. And he stays out. Charles Harris has an incident. Down the short chute. Oh, just loses the back end. We've seen a couple of cars just lose the back end there, getting on the brakes or getting on the gas just a little bit too hard. Many of the corners here at Barcelona, you have to be very careful balancing just how hard you push through, especially this late in a run when everybody's tires are hot and not wanting to stick to the track. Joseph Smith has crashed. That was not Joseph Smith. There's Joseph in the Porsche. Oh, he catches a little bit of the grass and just loses the back end completely. Manages to keep it out of trouble, straightens it back up, but loses a spot in the process. Jose continuing to lead. Mason Neal now 13.5 seconds back in second. Anthony Stevens 24 seconds back in third. Patrick Coluccio there in the white Porsche. He is in 11th right now, trying to run down Donnie Hot Rod, who is 35 seconds ahead as Garman comes flying by down the front straightaway. Jose really pushing the track limits here. You can really tell he has spent a lot of time on this track using every inch of available track. And he is starting to lap cars. Now 9 cars left on the lead lap, and the next car on the lead lap is Drew Warren, just a couple of turns ahead. Almost 3-mile track, and you already have Jose lapping half the field and gaining on a lot of the drivers. Jamie Maudsley now up to 8th. Charles Harris, after his earlier incident, manages to recover. He is in 7th. Eric McCready back up into 6th after the early stop and the incident. Anthony Stevens is coming to pit road. He gives up 4th place. Garmin moves up to 3rd. Mason Neal holding on to 2nd. Jose in the lead. As we approach the 10-minute remaining mark, roughly 5 more laps for these drivers. And we'll have to remember to ask how Garmin feels about that Lambo now. But the top 2 Ferraris have been extremely quick. Oh! Mason Neal just loses it through there. He loses a ton of time. Now David Garmin is back within 5 seconds. The gap was 15 seconds before that incident. So Mason Neal loses 10 seconds. Charles Harris is on pit road. Jose does not come to pit road this time. He continues around. Will Mason Neal come this time? Yes, Mason Neal heads for pit road. David Garmin will come up and assume 2nd place, but he is 28 seconds behind Jose. All Jose needs is a very short pit stop, less than about 11 seconds. 10 seconds or less, he will maintain or extend his lead. And Jose has been perfectly smooth. Sean Crooks is on pit road. Jose has been perfectly smooth all night long. Mason Neal is back off pit road. Sean Crooks is on pit road. Anthony Stevens on pit road. I believe the only 2 cars that will be left will be Jamie Maudsley and Jose that have to go to pit road. And Jamie Maudsley might not actually have to. He stopped at lap 5. And he continues, due to that pit strategy, he has continued a steady march forward. After starting in 10th, he is now up in 5th. Jose gives up the lead to come to pit road. David Garmin is in 2nd, coming into the final section, but Jose does not need as much fuel as David Garmin got last time. He hits his pit stall as Garmin heads for the final turn. Garmin comes off the final turn down the front straightaway, but Jose is headed off pit road now. It might be a drag race into turn 1. There's Jose coming off pit road. Garmin to the outside. And Garmin is going to assume the lead, but how long can he hold Jose off? Jose's pit stop just 2 seconds faster than Garmin's. But he was a little slower on and off pit road. It is going to be a battle to the line for the win. Mason Neal out of contention, 26 seconds back from this battle. Eric McCready 14 seconds behind him. The next closest battle would be Jamie Maudsley in 5th, Sean Crooks in 6th. Then Drew Warren currently in 7th. Charles Harris in 8th. Anthony Stevens 9th. And Donnie Hot Rod in 10th. Coluccio in 11th. Joseph Smith in 12th. And Jackson McLean in 13th. As they come through the final section of track, it has appeared all night that the Ferrari was faster on the front stretch. They've got a lapped Porsche ahead that should benefit Garmin, but Jose is still in his slipstream. It's not going to be enough because Jose is closing in. Down into turn 1, Jose really closing the gap up. 5 minutes left in the race. David Garmin maintaining the lead, but Jose is starting to look for a move. Jose has been the fastest all night. He has been able to pull away from everybody. Just got bit a little bit on pit road. Oh, Jose really slinging it out. He actually gets one of the track cones. Nice work. Charles Harris in 8th, still trying to close the gap on Drew Warren in 7th. Most of the field spread out. Except for Jamie Maudsley is being chased by Sean Crooks. That is for 5th. This has been an ongoing battle. Jamie has the better handling car. Sean definitely has more power as Coluccio moves out. Coluccio's blowing up. Looks like he has hit something pretty hard. Joseph Smith also just crashed. Could Joseph Smith be what Patrick Coluccio just hit? You could tell he was unsettled through the first corner, had to fight it back into play. Let's see what Patrick Coluccio crashed into. Now, he had already hit it by then. Oh, Drew Warren got together with him. He was already blowing up there. He had had a couple of off tracks. I'm trying to find where the issue originally started for Coluccio. Turn number 1 down. We've seen that happen before. Missed the turn. It hit that speed bump and nose down to the ground. Coluccio's night is done. Garmin in the lead. Jose still on the back bumper. Sean Crooks still all over the back bumper of Jamie Maudsley. Drew Warren on pit road, likely for repairs.
Oh, what a race this is.
Holy cow, Patrick Coluccio joins me and scares me. So it looked like you were Was your stunt double driving?
Nah, I missed the corner. Thought I could let up a little bit and get it to come back, and never came back. And I sent it. I didn't think it would be that big of a consequence, and apparently it happens all the time. So
It does happen more often than you'd think.
oh, but it happens. So I feel bad for Drew and I getting together there. I was trying to limp it home, and the car was crab walking, and it cocked right or left or whatever direction it happened, and I counter steered and right in Drew's way. So.
Well, before that, you were definitely having a great run, and it looked like you were starting to pick up some positions later in the run, but everybody got a little too spread out as Garmin goes too wide through the corner.
Oh, I'm behind.
And Garmin goes a little wide through that turn, and Jose almost gets him, but he manages to hold him off. Who do you think is going to pull this off?
I'm, rooting for Garmin because he's my boy. But Jose is, Garmin's even said it, Jose is faster than him through the last chicane. And that's going to be a big difference.
Well, Jose has definitely been faster on the straightaway. The Ferrari is faster. The Ferrari sends it in.
What a move, and Garmin crosses back over. Wow.
And I think Jose might get a slight slowdown penalty for that. We'll have to see if he does. But he is not giving an inch.
No, he's not. This is, we expect this from Garmin, though, right? He fights back. He's one of those guys. He don't give up positions easily. We learned that for sure.
He definitely does not. And now they're going to come out. I do believe they'll pick up the white flag this time by, as Garmin has the lead coming out of the final turn, but Jose is really sending it.
Yeah, Jose is looking for that lead, and Garmin got a hell of a lead there. You must have really killed that last apex.
He really did. Down into turn one, though, the Ferrari can check up a lot later. Garmin gets it perfect. Jose gets a good run, but now the gap is 2.25 seconds. As I think Jose was in a position he had to do the slowdown from going too wide through that corner battling Garmin.
He's quick enough and consistent enough. You might be able to make this up, and this is a key section of track here. I think Jose can make it up. It might be a really close finish, too.
Jose was definitely faster than Garmin last time through that section, but he doesn't make up much time. Still a 2.2 second lead.
Ooh. I'm just enjoying what Garmin was like. Can this race be over with already? Right before I joined you. Oh, Jose went off.
Let's see what happened to Jose, as I think since that mistake, he has really been sending it, trying to make up any space, any time that he can. He did send it off the turn into the sand. He manages to hold on to it. That's a tough place if you get the sand to hold on to it.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of guys were getting loose there this time through here. Last time we were here, Eric died in the chicane the first lap, so. But there wasn't that many instances from what I remember.
No, it's been a pretty clean race, as it looks like Garmin's going to come down his lead now over 3 seconds. Coming through the final chicane, he might just pull off the win. All it takes is not making a mistake here.
And he's gone through it, and Garmin's got wow, what a race.
Wow.
What a drive.
It came down to the final 2 laps, and one mistake made the difference. Garmin pulls off the win. Jose coming home in second. Mason Neal coming home in third. And McCready managed to make his way all the way back up to fourth. What an impressive run.
What? When? Did Sean and Jamie wreck each other?
Charles crashed, and Donnie Hot Rod crashed, and yeah, he just picked up a bunch of spots.
Wow.
Glitch in the Matrix. It's mullet power. You know, when I talked to him Sunday morning, he was making sure that his mullet power button was able to be activated, so I guarantee you that's what it was.
You know, this McLaren's, man, they're world renowned for having special attributes to them, and that might have been it. All right, Doug, I'll let you do your interviews. I'm out of here, man.
All right, see,
Thank you for coming back and joining these guys.
My pleasure. As McCready really sends it into the sky.
Yeah, he's in outer orbit. Oh my God, he's still flipping.
He was. All right, man. Have a good one, buddy.
All right, Doug. I'll see you Thursday, buddy.
All right, Mason Neal, you come home in third. That was a hard-fought battle, but it looked like once you managed to get clear, you pretty much had a good buffer on both sides of you.
I was kind of the lonely man tonight. I didn't matter where I was. It was just on my own little island, so it worked out pretty well. I tell you what, I had the poop scared out of me when McCready lost it there at the beginning. So
I think a lot of people did.
I don't know how I scraped through there. It had to have been pretty close. I'll have to go back and watch a replay. So
there was quite a few close calls there, but man, you managed to make it through, and you got to be happy when you have a uncontested third place finish that was just, you were able to run really the most consistent lap throughout the night.
Thank you, I guess. Like I said, on my own little island, and I was just shooting for third or fourth. I knew I wasn't going to beat Jose or David or probably Eric if he stayed in front, so I'm happy with my finish. And all in all, pretty good night. Kept it on the track, so.
That's always a win, man. Congratulations, buddy.
Yep, thanks, Doug.
All right, let's talk to Jose. Hey, Jose, this is Doug. You got me? Oh, okay. We'll pull our winner in real quick. We'll try and get Jose in a minute. Hey, Garmin, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug.
I have to ask, you did not like in practice, you said you weren't a fan of the Lambo. How do you feel about it now?
Man, that thing, I had to baby that thing the whole race, especially towards the end when the tires started getting really hot and the track got hotter as the race went on. It was a struggle to keep that thing on the track. I still don't think I like it that whole much, but it brought me home today. I know me and Jose had one hell of a battle for that first place going towards the end of the race, so that was just a lot of fun. I'll take that.
It looked like with 2 to go, he swung really wide through that tight section towards the end of the track. And I think he got a slowdown as he came through there, and it eventually had to take it coming out of the final turn. And that is how you got that gap. Were you worried because you'd made a mistake a couple of laps before in that first big sweeping right-hander? You'd made a mistake, went wide, and that was the first shot he took at you. Were you worried about him making a comeback there?
Man, I was worried the entire time I realized I was in front of him when he pit. Like that whole time I was like, oh man, he's right there. This is gonna be fun, or I'm gonna screw it up. One of the two.
Well, you managed to hold on to it for the win. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thanks. That was a lot of fun. Again, props to these guys for putting these things on. I know I don't show up as often as I used to in these things, but just thanks for letting me do this, and thanks to you, Doug, for doing the broadcast tonight. I know a lot of us appreciate it, and I know me and Jose are definitely going to go watch it and just watch that battle and how you and whoever else was with you reacted. So, should be good.
All right, man. Congrats, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Jose, you got me now?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Hey, I have to ask, that second to last lap, you went you went extremely wide, and then coming out of the chicane, it looked like you slowed down dramatically. Did you get a slowdown penalty?
Yeah, I got a slow down penalty, and I said, fuck, not now. But yeah, it happened. You know, David was quicker than me in the first, second, and third sectors, and on the fourth sector, I was quicker than him. And we were like that all the first part of the race. And when he came into the pits, I said, "Oh my God, I hope he doesn't get in front of me because that's going to be difficult." But you know, it was really fun. He drove wonderful.
It looked like, honestly, I was watching y'all's pit stop so closely. Your pit stop was 1.5 seconds faster than his, but you were on pit road 0.4 of a second longer than he was just from the time you hit pit road to the time you came off. It looked like he was just closer to speeding than you were, and I think that's where the difference came in at, because when you came off pit road, you guys were still nose to tail.
Yeah, you know, the 3-4 laps after he pitted, I made. I haven't seen it yet, but I think I made 2-3 seconds per lap more than the average. So that's where I really lost everything. But I haven't seen that on the pit stop. But I have to improve on that. Otherwise, he's going to beat me always.
And you never let Garmin win easy, that's for sure. Man, you gave it one heck of a run tonight. That last couple of laps was one heck of a show. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for everything you do.
My
Thanks,
pleasure,
man.
buddy.
Bye-bye.
That was so much fun.
Oh, he got you.
Whoops. All right. I accidentally hopped in the wrong channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you had a wonderful night. Great racing at Indy. Great racing at Barcelona. It has been an awesome night of racing overall. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night. A lot more racing to come. We will see you then. Have a great night.